Terrence, thank you for calling. What would you like to discuss today? Or what would you like to talk about that we've already talked about today? I got to be clear with my questions.
Well, I want to say this. I think you guys are a little detached to what's really going on with the grassroots on the ground.
Oh, wait. Well, who
Uh,
are the you guys that you're indicating?
no one is worried about this stuff you guys are discussing.
Wait,
You
wait, wait. I'm sorry. You got to just be a little more specific. So when you say you guys, I'm assuming you're talking about me, the host, or me, the guest. And when you talk about the grassroots, which grassroots are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about the real grassroots that's not funded by rich folks. I'm talking about the real Black American grassroots that you guys have been avoiding. But I'm here.
Okay, so I'm a part of that group. I work in the grassroots. I help fundraise for the grassroots, and so I need you to be a bit more specific. I'm not clear. We're talking about reproductive rights and the fact that there are Republican attorneys generals who are filing petitions before the court that say they have a right to teens being pregnant. And as someone who grew up in an era where teen pregnancy was a really big issue for Black communities in particular, I'm puzzled by your take. Go right ahead.
No, I'm just saying you're Caribbean. You have no idea what you cannot speak for Black Americans.
Oh, so you're one of those. Oh, got you. Oh, so because my mom is Jamaican and my dad is Black American, you think my blood is somehow tainted so that I don't have the ability to intellectualize around issues that are specific to people both of whose parents are born in America?
I did not say that your blood is tainted. That's disgusting. I would never say anything like
Well,
that.
but you've essentially said that my intellectual analysis, which is fueled not simply from lived experience, but the fact that I am an actual expert in the field in which I work, cannot be valid because I'm Caribbean and be vis-a-vis my mother. So I actually think that's exactly what you're saying. And it is disgusting, but it's actually what you are saying.
Again, you put words in my mouth.
Well, it's my show and you called. So I mean, you could say I put words in your mouth, but we are thinking people here. And that is a logical conclusion based on the words that you said. So if I were you, would be a little bit more mindful about the words that I say. Now, you haven't told us about the grassroots that you seem to be in touch with that no one else is. Which grassroots are those, Terrence?
That I seem to be in touch with. Well, most Black Americans are in touch with it. And due to the fact that the Democrats have packed the party with nothing but Caribbeans, Africans, and to replace Black Americans, that is a problem.
Who and where and how? Which
And
Black American? No. Which Black American was replaced by the Democrats with a Caribbean or an African Black person?
I have family that are homeless in New York City right now because they can't get any help.
Okay,
But
no, sir. That is called that. Your back must be sore from the goalpost you are moving. You said that the Democrats have replaced Black Americans with Caribbean Black people and African Black people. And so I'm saying, where did that happen? With whom? Because you're in touch with the grassroots, so you should know. You called us after all. Who, what, where, and how and did that happen?
I'm saying that I told my family to just go across the border so they can get a little more.
What you're saying is nonsensical. Because you started out by saying that I am not able to speak to these issues because I have Caribbean parentage. Then you said the Democrats are replacing Black Americans with Caribbean Black people and African Black people. You've given not one example. And now you're talking about people who live in New York City who are homeless, who can't get access to services, who you then told to cross the border. Nothing you've said is actually making sense. I'm concerned that the grassroots you're in touch with only live in your head. Terrence?
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Can you?
Yes,
It's may
can.
I, but far be it from me to correct your use of American English.
Yeah, don't correct me.
I will. Oh, but I will. Because that's how this works. And I know that burns you up inside, that this Black American, Caribbean American woman has power in this moment. But you're not making any sense, sir. And at this point, I'm just enjoying this. So would you like to add something to the conversation that is substantive? Because none of the points you've made have been connected to either of the points that you made previously. So this is like a non sequitur. I don't understand what's happening here.
Well, I will say this. The Democrats have lost Black America for the next 50 years.
And where do you see that happening? Because right now we've got less than 7% of the votes being cast that are attributed to Black people going towards any other party but the Democrats. Where do you see that research? What data are you looking at?
Like I said, the Democrats have lost Black
So, Terrence, what can't happen is that you repeat things that you have no substance for. What can't happen is that you get up in your mind that you just gonna call into a national show and just spout points that don't actually mean anything. Now, this might work in your little groups. This might work in whatever little spaces you are operating in, but this is a show where we have intelligent discourse and conversation. It sounds, unfortunately, like your brain has been a little hacked. We actually had someone on the show yesterday who talked about it, Dr. Stephen Hassan, folks who are otherwise intelligent, seemingly, but who don't make any sense and who go down these internet rabbit holes and just start spouting off rhetoric that's not tied to anything. You're giving hacked brain, Terrence.
election, I will be giving you a call back and I will be saying, I told you so.
Well, you don't have to because we've now got your number and you're on our troll block list. So feel free to call, but we won't be taking it because this has, other than the fact that it's given me a lot of internal joy, it's been a little bit of a waste of time. I'm going to now hang up on you and we're going to go talk to other people who have substantive points to contribute. And this is 5 minutes that none of us will ever get back. But enjoy whatever's going to happen. And now here's the other thing that you should know. Regardless of how the election operates, because I am a black person who is actually in touch with other black people from a Pan-African perspective, because baby, what I most certainly am is a Pan-Africanist. And what I'm clear about is that I will never limit my advocacy to working for one corner of the global plantation, because that is a foolish approach. So what you can be assured of, Terrence, is that no matter what happens in this election, I, the black woman who has Caribbean heritage that you cannot stand, because not only do I have power over you in this moment, but you're not logically able to think in terms that are clear enough to allow you to even engage with me. So you called up here to try to troll, but I am now trolling you. What will happen after the election is I'm still going to do the work of being a Pan-Africanist and fight on behalf of people who also include your very unfortunately hacked brain. So you're going to get the benefit of not just my black Americanhood. You're going to get the benefit of my Caribbean parentage. You're going to get the benefit of my love for people, because I, like Harriet Tubman, have learned to love my people harder than they, including you, have been taught to hate themselves. And so that love that I have for all black people, because when I say Black Lives Matter, it's all black lives. The Caribbean ones, the African ones, the American ones, the Latino ones, the gay ones, the straight ones, all black lives, Terrence. So unlike the small nativist world that you live in, my world is expansive. My love for black people is abundant and overflowing. So much so that regardless of what happens in this election, baby, when I go to work on behalf of all our people, I'm even going to work on behalf of you, because somebody's going to have to give you the respite you need so you can reclaim and reinstall a righteously upheld and whole mind that is no longer hacked by the internet trollish spaces that you seem to occupy. Be blessed, my brother. Ashe.